Frustration again. Born for sports, the New York Giants once again have lost to the Dallas Cowboys. That is now 14 out of 15 games they have lost to the Dallas Cowboys. Um, it's just one of those frustrating games because the Giants, they had a good chance to win this game. They were in this game from the beginning to the end. They did some good things. They moved the ball well, I thought. But again, when you play teams like the Dallas Cowboys, you got to score touchdowns. Bottom line, you can't go out there kicking field goals. You can't expect to beat quality teams and get away with that ish, man. And the New York Giants did not capitalize in the red zone. It was one of my keys coming into this game this week that I pointed out. It was actually my number one key to the game, in my opinion, was to score touchdowns. We had to score touchdowns. We couldn't go out there kicking field goals and expect to win games against this team. And it came back again to haunt us. Not one touchdown scored today. And ultimately, it came out to be the deciding factor of the game. It really did. Chat. Let's go to the live chat. I have no idea what I'm doing. Defense held tough. Got to score touchdowns. Yeah, bottom line, man. Shout out to you. You know, I have no idea what I'm doing. No, seriously. Like, it was the deciding factor of the game. Look at the stats of this game. Daniel Jones was solid in this game, man. He was solid. You know, the problem was we just couldn't score touchdowns. You know, it was him and neighbors all day long. You know, let's look at the numbers, man. Let's look at the numbers with Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones was solid tonight. Okay, he went 29 of 40 for 281 yards. That one pick at the end of the game, I'm not going to count none of that. I was just throwing it into trying to desperation heave towards the end of the game. Okay, no touchdown passes, no touchdown runs. You know, just it was always something that came up at the last moment that would bite the Giants in the ass every time on every drive when they were ready to score. They moved the ball. You know, they had good time of possession today. They had the advantage today in time of possession, okay, over the Cowboys. They ran more plays than the Cowboys. They had more total yards than the Cowboys. They had less penalties, but some key penalties. We'll get to that later on. But, you know, they were solid on third down, on fourth down. They basically had the stat advantage in just about every category except rushing yards and red zone touchdowns. That was the deciding factor in this game. And also, I want to point out the Giants did not run the ball well. You know, Dallas Cowboys came into this game. They came into this game, you know, with a terrible run defense in the first 3 weeks. Now, you know, sooner or later they were going to make adjustments and do well against the run. However, the Giants' running game was non-existent in this game. It just wasn't there, you know. Singletary did not run the ball for a high clip, you know, and the rushing yards total, Daniel Jones didn't get a lot of rushing yards either. I mean, we had 26 rushing yards as a team. That's not getting it done, man. That's not getting it done. And I would have liked to see more from this offensive line with the run game. I really would have. You know, it's not like we didn't have opportunities to run the ball. I thought Brian Dable went to it. You know, he tried to stick with it, but unfortunately, the way the game ebb and flow of the game was, we had to play catch up because Dallas scored touchdowns when they had chances in the red zone. We did not. So we were chasing points. You know, Singletary, he had 14 carries. Daniel Jones had 4 carries. Tracy had 4 carries. So you add up, Gray had a carry and Neighbor had a carry. Neighbors. So you add that up, what? That's 24 carries and only 26 yards. That's brutal. Yeah, that's not getting it done, man. That's not getting it done. And one of my keys coming into this game tonight was we got to win time of possession by running the ball well. That was a deficiency for this Cowboy defense coming into this game in the last few weeks. You know, it's tough. Now, Malik Neighbors, he had a good game. 12 catches, 115 yards. Okay, solid game. Wan'Dale Robinson, I thought, had a very solid game. 11 catches, 71 yards. Timely first down catches. Darius Slayton, I don't think had a good game. The numbers might show us a little different than what we saw. But I did also think that we had some key drops in this game. Neighbors had a key drop late. Wan'Dale had a key drop late. Slayton had another drop. And I know he's playing with a thumb injury. They said before the game, they didn't know, wasn't sure he was going to play. But this has been a problem for him. You know, early drops in his early career was a problem for him with the Giants. He kind of got better at the last couple of years, but this year has returned to rear its ugly head. You know, there were some opportunities as Eric, what's goody, Eric? What's goody, baby? Thanks for stopping through, dog. Yeah, man. The defense did held tough, though. They did. Our defense kept us in this game. They did. They had some timely pass rushing hurries. I thought Dable and Bowen said to themselves, you know what, we're going to just protect our secondary and force certain kind of coverages and trying to protect from getting beat deep. I thought Deontay Banks had a bad first half. Let's be honest. He did. Malik Nave, sorry about that. Mr. CeeDee Lamb, I should say. He cooked him. He got a touchdown. He was making plays against Deontay Banks. But I thought that Shane Bowen made a mistake. He should have given Banks more help in covering CeeDee Lamb because obviously he was struggling with it. Now, I thought they did a better job in the second half with that, but I just thought he took too long to do that, and it cost us with a touchdown in this game to CeeDee Lamb. He obviously couldn't cover him, you know. Deontay Banks, man, you got to be a little better than that, man. You got to have to start stepping up against these marquee receivers, man. So, you know, I thought he got a little better in the second half, but that first half was tough, and he gave up a bad touchdown, you know. So, hopefully, some stuff he'll be able to clean up soon because he's our number one corner right now. And, you know, we're going to need him to be that guy against top receivers. The last 2 weeks, he did not get it done. Amari Cooper cooked him last week. And, you know, tonight, Lamb basically had his way. He basically had his way, especially in the first half, man. But, you know, the Giants just, you know, it's a tough loss. We go to 1-3, man. 1-3 now. You know, it's a tough loss, a tough sledding. And this is why I felt like it was imperative to start this season 2-0 when they had a chance against two teams. Now, I want to give Minnesota Vikings some credit. They have come out and beaten some good teams. Maybe they're better than what we all thought they would be, but I thought that was a winnable game in week 1 at home, celebrating 100th anniversary. Sam Darnold, first game with the Vikings. You got to win that game. They were non-competitive in that game, okay? And then that Washington game was a game we should have won. We honestly, I could definitely say should be 2-2 right now, but because of the whole fiasco with the kicker, with not having a backup plan for Gano coming into the game hurt, not be able to kick any field goals in that game, going for 2 constantly, it cost us, man. It cost us that game. We should be 2-2 right now. But the facts are the facts. We are not. We are not. And it's tough. It's tough right now. This is a bad start, man. This 1-3 is not what you wanted as a Giant fan. Now, second half is going to be a little tougher. However, I would say the Cincinnati Bengal game doesn't look as daunting as it did before the season. They are 0-3. I hope they get a win this week so that way, you know, they won't be too desperate when they play us. So we got Seattle next week at Seattle. That's going to be a tough game. You know, Seattle is not an unbelievable team, but they're better at home, and that's going to be a tough game to win. That's going to be a tough game to win. Okay? I also just saw Neighbors who they held out of the game the last drive. I'm gonna try to get some info on that, make sure he's all right. Cannot afford to lose him. Obvious statement there. But man, it's just a tough loss for the Giants. I actually thought the defense played pretty well considering what we were missing in the secondary. No Andrew Phillips, big part of our secondary. He's been a really good addition to this team so far this season. I would say the matchup I was looking forward to before I ended up finding out he was not going to be able to play was him versus CeeDee Lamb, because Dallas loves to use CeeDee Lamb in the slot. And it would have been a nice ideal matchup, but I also thought Phillips' presence in the run game, his physicality was also missed as well, because there was a couple of plays where Flott just wasn't interested in making tackles. He wasn't interested in making tackles. There was a couple of plays that we know that if Phillips was in there, it could have been a different ball game there. Eric says, looks like you'll be in any game because of the defense so far. Yeah, I think the defense is getting better, bro. I really do. I think the defense is getting better. And you know what? Coming to the season, I was talking about this defense. I was saying, it'll be a work in progress in the beginning, but I expect as the season goes on to become a good, very, very solid, maybe the better unit of all the units on our team. And I actually thought this D-line is one of the best, will end up one of being the best in the league and also the best in the division. I feel like they're going to get some recognition as the season goes along. I really think on paper, the Giant defensive line is the best in the NFC East right now. I really do, talent-wise, but you got to put it together. Got to put it on film. They're starting to show strides the last 2 weeks, so that's a good sign. I thought Kayvon Thibodeau, he had his best game of the season tonight. I really did. His presence was felt on both ends of the field when it came to the run game and especially in the pass rush. He actually made things uncomfortable for Dak, who I'll say Dak had a good game tonight. He wasn't really pressured a lot, but like as far as like affecting, he was on schedule most of the night. And the good thing, the Giants actually played good with the time of possession because he was moving the ball, but the Giant defense did a good job of holding serve most of the time in red zone defense. Hey, the red zone defense is the story of the game, folks. That's the story of the game, man. That's the story of the game. You got to score touchdowns. You got to score touchdowns when you're playing good teams, especially teams in your division. Latin 2882. Dorian, what's goody, bro? Damn, so close. Yeah, man. We came close tonight, but again, just not enough plays, making the mistake every time in key situations in the red zone. That's the story of the game tonight, guys. That's the story of the game. We did not score touchdowns, man. You can't have an off, and this is what frustrates Giant fans like me. Giant fans that go to games all the time, that watch this team, they don't score enough points. This has been the problem with this Giants football team the last few years, and why they have been just in a malaise of mediocrity, trying to find their way out of it, man. The offense just doesn't score enough points, man. They just doesn't. It just doesn't. Even in 2022, for the most part, until probably late in the year, the Giants' offense was not a high-scoring enough team, man. It just wasn't. It just wasn't. And we all know the story, Joe Judge and Jason Garrett over the years. I would say after Pat Shermer left, this offense has been weak for the most part in scoring points, Talented players have come along, but they just don't put it together, scoring enough points. This is the frustration for us Giant fans. And until they fix that issue with scoring enough points in the NFL, they are going to struggle to win games. It's the bottom line. Joshua KR, what's good, bro? Welcome back, man. Welcome to the show. Get in the end zone. Yeah, that's the story. You know, you can move the ball up and down the field, but if you're capping it off with kickers leading your team and scoring during the season, that's a problem. That's a problem. You can get away with that against, mediocre teams or whatever. But when you come up in weight class, you got to score touchdowns, man. It's the bottom line. This league, you got to score, man. This isn't the 90s. This isn't even the early 2000s. This isn't the 80s, damn sure, or back then, where you had a good defense and you just found ways to score points. And you know what? You win games. That's not the way things are. Would it be great to have a great defense? Of course, defense does win championships, but in this league, the way the rules of the offenses favor nowadays, and the way the game is played nowadays, with passing first offense, high octane offensive passing yards, and all of that, you got to score touchdowns, man. You just have to, and that's the difference in the game. Let's look at Dallas. Let's look at Dallas's chances in the red zone. Okay, I mean, let's look at them. Let's see here. Let's look at the Cowboys stats. Prescott, 22 or 27, 221 yards. Not a high volume in passing yards, but you know what? He was on schedule and he did what he had to do, and he didn't turn the ball over, and he scored 2 touchdown passes when they got a chance. 125.5 rating. I mean, there it is. There it is. Okay, there it is. Just bad, man. Just bad red zone offense from the Giants tonight, and it cost them dearly. It cost them dearly. Cost them dearly. 3 of 10 on third down for the Dallas Cowboys. 5 of 16 for the Giants. Time of possession. Giants won the time of possession 35 minutes, 37 seconds compared to 24 minutes and 23 seconds for the Dallas Cowboys. But they won the game because they scored touchdowns in their opportunities. Bottom line. Latin 2882. Facts, red zone. Joshua KR says the fact that we were in the red zone for multiple drives and couldn't score a touchdown just proves that our offense is just complete garbage. I wouldn't say it's complete garbage, but it's not. It's broken. It's broken in the sense of it's not good enough where it comes to scoring. That's the name of the game. We don't score enough points. We have shown we can move the ball the last few weeks. That's not the issue. That's not the issue. But you can't rack up yards and then score field goals. Can't do it. Because the other team, if they're all going down the field, and even if they're 50% in the red zone, that's still going to be more points than your 4-for-4 field goals in the red zone. Even if they score touchdowns at 50% of the time they get 4 trips to the red zone, and they score 2 touchdowns and kick 2 field goals, and you go and then your team goes to the red zone with 4 chances, and you score 4 field goals, you're not going to win. The math ain't mathing. The math ain't mathing. And Brian Dable is going to have to find a way to get this team to score touchdowns more often for this team. Okay? They scored 15 points tonight. 15 points. No touchdowns at all. All right? You go to last week. Okay? What was the final score? 21-15. The week before that against Washington, we scored 18 points. And, of course, week 1, we scored 2 measly field goals. It's the bottom line in this league, man. We got to score more than that, man. Offense has been bad since 2012. Stats don't lie, man. Darlene Moshier, how do you like that game the Dallas Cowboys won in last place? That's exactly where you belong. I take it you're a Cowboy fan. Listen, if you're a Cowboy fan, listen, congratulations on the win, Darlene. Okay, congratulations on the win. But I'll say this: you guys didn't look great either. Okay, you know you didn't. We kicked 4 field goals, and how much did you win by? Okay, take the win and run, darling. Take the win and run. Congratulations on your win. We'll see you again Thanksgiving. And of course, it's F the Cowboys. It's always going to be F the Cowboys. It's Giants all day. Because no matter what we go through, it's Big Blue all the way, baby. All the way for anyone out there. Come through. I welcome the interaction. I welcome it. Congratulations on the win, darling. Congrats. Joshua says that this team is continuing to test my patience. Shit, you ain't the only one, dude. You ain't the only one. We Giant fans are fed up with a lot, man. With a lot. And this is why the questions are the questions about that surround this team, whether it's the coaching, whether it's the quarterback, whether it's the GM, whether it's the owner. Until they fix these things, we're going to be running in place. It's going to be a hamster wheel. Now, it's week 4. There's still time to fix these issues. But if these issues persist to continue, those seats are going to get hotter. Those seats are going to get hotter on the coaching staff, the GM, and the quarterback. Fair or not, whatever way you want to put it out, fair or not, it's gonna happen, because this is the product that we've been seeing for way too long with this team. They don't score enough points. They don't. It's been the biggest bugaboo with this team. Okay, now Gettleman's roster construction has a lot to do with that over the years. We can't dispute that either. We can't ignore that. So Joe Shane, he came in here with Brian Dable. They have a big job to do. This rebuild was not going to be overnight. It was great. 2022 was great. I have no regrets about 2022. An awesome fun ride. And I am not one of these fans that tries to ignore like 2022 never happened. However, that team getting to the playoffs with that roster they had showed you the kind of job that was ahead for this team going forward for roster construction. Okay? It takes time. It takes time. Now, no one can't tell me, and I said this a million times, nobody can tell me that this team's talent is not better than that 2022 team today, even after this loss. No one can tell me that the talent on this team isn't better than 2023 of last year. It just takes time, folks. It takes time. And you know what? The roster is getting better, but we're not where we need to be, obviously. We're 1-3 for a reason. You know, the great Bill Parcells says, you are what your record says you are. You can have the talent, but the record shows what you are. You are what your record is. Joshua says season is most likely over. Well, most likely means hey, listen, I don't blame you for feeling the way you feel. I'm going to ride it till the wheels fall off. You know, I'm a Giant fan. You know, I bleed blue. I'm going to ride it till the wheels fall off. The wheels are not off yet, but they're mighty creaky right now. Mighty creaky. There's some screws and nuts that need some tightening. That's for sure. That's for sure. Could be a 1-7 start looking at our schedule. Listen, it's possible. Those things are all possible, you know. This is the NFL. You know, coming into the season, the schedule looked daunting, man. It did. Now, I'll say this. I will say this. This team is starting to get better in certain areas week to week than from what it started. And I look at that Cincinnati Bengal Monday night game. I look at it as a more winnable game. I'm not saying we will definitely win that game. I can't say that tonight. We'll see in 2 weeks. But I will say that is a more winnable game than it was before the season. The Bengals are 0-3 with Joe Burrow, with Jamar Chase, with T. Higgins just returning. Okay, so a lot can happen in the NFL. A lot can happen. Listen, look what happened with Buffalo last year. They started off rough too, and they made the playoffs. Ended up winning the division. So it's a lot of season left, but The Giants are in deep trouble with the season. There's no doubt about it. They're 1-3. That is not good. You know, we came into the season talking about this. We couldn't afford a slow start, another slow start before Halloween, and we are just in the midst of that. It's a shame we lost that Washington game, but we should have won that game, but it is what it is. Our record says what we are. You are what your record says you are, man. We're 1-3 right now. And from here on out, these next 2 weeks, we got to win them. Because if we don't win them, it's the season's off the rails, man. Black Fox, do they bring in running backs? I don't think the issue is about we don't have enough running backs. I just think that we have young running backs behind Singletary that need to develop. I love Tyrone Tracy's talent. I think he's got potential to be a really good player for this league, but he's a rookie. Eric Gray, I'm just not impressed with Eric Gray. I'm just not. I'm just not seeing it with him. Now, he hasn't gotten a lot of opportunities this season to do anything, but when I see him get in the game, I just don't see it. I don't see it with him, man. I just don't. I just don't. He looked good in the preseason, but he hasn't brought it to the regular season. And his opportunities, it doesn't look good. And then, of course, fumbling the kickoff last week definitely doesn't help. That doesn't help because now he looks like a useless roster spot right now because he can't contribute on either side of the ball. Tyrone Tracy has at least shown us that he has potential to become something in this league. He's got starter potential. And and I've said this a million times, if Devin Singletary is not careful when it comes to fumbling the ball or production, Tyrone Tracy will become a starter sometime this season. I really feel that way. He's already starting to get more involved with the game plan as it is right now. Catching the ball, getting runs, getting some touches. You can see that he is going to be a part of this offense going forward. So Singletary better be careful. And Eric Gray, I need something. Can you show us something besides a fumble? And speaking of fumble, also Singletary almost fumbled again. Luckily, he was down by contact, so that goes back to my point about how he better watch it because Tyrone Tracy, he's coming. So I don't think the issues Black Fox, I don't think the issues is the running back. I just think the issues is we don't have enough explosive plays. I thought Daniel Jones was really solid tonight. I'm not here to criticize him tonight. I'm really not. But I have to call it how I see it. He's not connecting on that deep ball enough, and opportunities are there. He's just not. The underthrows are a problem. He's not getting that ball out enough. I was talking with my homie Teron TP. Shout out to my fellow NYG lieutenant. We were talking earlier tonight, and it's a possibility, because last week he was overthrowing guys. He was overthrowing the deep ball. So we were talking, and he made a good point to me about it. Said, hey, maybe that played in his part. Why now he's underthrowing it? The bottom line is this. He has to get it right. He has to get it right. These are plays that we need. Explosive plays in this league wins. You can't just keep going 14-play drives and expect to score 28 points a game. You just can't. You can't. We don't have that kind of an offense. We don't have that kind of playmakers like that. Malik Neighbors is a dog. We got one. We damn sure got one. He's out there balling. And hopefully he's okay. I will check back later. He came out of the game on that last play where he couldn't hold on to that ball and that drop to end that drive. But we obviously know we got a dog. We got one. We need more. And for the life of me, I can't understand why Jalen Hyatt is not getting snaps in this offense, especially when we're lacking big playability. Why, Brian Dable? Why is Jalen Hyatt not playing? I need to know why he cannot at least split snaps with Darius Slayton, because I'm sorry, Darius Slayton, I'm not seeing it with him this year. For whatever reason it is, he's playing hurt with little injury here and there, but the bottom line is the bottom line. He's dropping passes, and I'm not seeing the production. And that's a scary thought considering that he has a lot of chemistry with Daniel Jones. So why can't we split some snaps Darius Slayton and Jalen Hyatt and get this kid on the field and get his development going. Because I'm sorry, I'm not seeing it with Slayton. I'm not this year. So far, I'm not seeing it. In training camp, all we heard and saw all training camp is how the Giants want to become more explosive. The Giants want to attack downfield. The Giants want to get more big plays. They want Daniel Jones to air it out. Well, why isn't Hyatt playing? Why isn't he? Why isn't he getting his chance? I need to know answers. I need to know answers, man, because we're not scoring enough points, man. So can we get a different look? Darius Slayton is not setting the world on fire. So what excuse is there to keep Hyatt on the bench with less snaps? I guarantee you he didn't play more than 10 snaps tonight. If that, I don't even remember seeing the kid out there. I guarantee it. We need to score points. Get the kid on the field. Get your best playmakers on the field. He was a third-round pick. That is a high-equity pick, man. And he's sitting, getting a little bit of snaps as a fourth receiver. What are we doing out here? It's not like we're scoring 28 points a game and we just don't have enough room because of the other guys being productive. You got Malik Neighbors balling the dog. He's a dog. He's out there doing what he do. Wandell's playing well. Am I missing something here? What is Slayton doing? What is he doing? So I'm a little surprised at that. But I don't get it, man. Something has got to give. Something has got to give. It makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me why Jalen Hyatt is not playing. Yeah, he almost fumbled every game. Yeah, you talking about Singletary. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's almost every single game he's averaging almost a fumble. He got lucky tonight. Darrell Randolph Jr. What's goody? Welcome to the show, dog. I don't remember Hyatt touching the field. Yeah, I know I'm not crazy. I don't remember seeing Hyatt even get a snap tonight. That's why I just rounded it off and said, since basically the norm has been he don't get more than 10, I guarantee it. I don't remember him seeing in 2 snaps tonight. What the hell is going on, Brian Dable? Why isn't Jalen Hyatt playing? Ridiculous, man. Get that kid on the field. He's a third-round pick for a reason, man. Get him on the field. Make sure he gets touches so he can gel with Daniel Jones if you want him as your quarterback. I just think you're doing a disservice not bringing that kid on the field. What happened to what we were trying to do in the preseason? What changed? I need to know. I need to know. Darrell Randolph Jr. Darrell needs to be fired. His play calling has been atrocious this season. I actually didn't think, you know something, Darrell? Honestly, I think I don't have a problem with the play calling of the last few weeks. I don't think that's the issue, man. I just think we're not executing enough, and he's not playing the most players he's supposed to play to give us a chance to score enough points. That's just really what it is. It's the decisions he's been making that have been the suspect to me. You know, considering from week 1, week 2, and week 3's playbook I thought was solid. I thought because what's going on is they have catered the offense to more of Daniel's strengths. Daniel Jones' strengths, what they tried to incorporate with him in week 1, it wasn't working clearly. So he went and made an adjustment, and we looked better. However, he has not made enough good decisions with his in-game stuff and also with the kicker situation last week. 2 weeks ago, I should say. You know, but I'll tell you what, if this team continues to not be able to score points, something's got to give. The seat's going to get hotter for Brian Dable, fair or not. Fair or not, it's going to get hot. Okay? It's going to get hot on 3 people. Brian Dable, Daniel Jones, Joe Shane, in that order. It's going to happen, folks. The Giants better start winning games because you can see it's coming. You can see it's coming. Joshua says the last time a New York team won a championship was 2021. Since then, all New York teams have blown big-time games. 2021? Who won in 2021 for the New York? I don't know. No. 2021. Maybe you meant 2011, maybe? Black Fox, they got to incorporate the tight end in the game too. Yes, indeed. I don't understand that too. That's another thing. We drafted Theo Johnson, and it's like we only give the kid maybe two targets a game. At that, I don't even think he got a target tonight. Bellinger is not a bad receiving tight end. There's no reason why we can't get him some touches. So that's another thing. Our tight ends have been MIA, missing in action. It's like they got deported or something, and we haven't seen them come back with a passport. I don't know what happened there. Theo Johnson did have a nice catch last week, but I just feel like we're not incorporating, like you said, we're not incorporating enough of that. We need to start getting those guys involved, especially off the quick game and run options, man. Why not? Darryl says that 4th and goal, we should have went for it instead of being conservative. The defense is playing fine. Hey, I agree. I thought that 4th and goal when he kicked the field goal to make it, I think it was 14-12 or 15-12 or whatever, 17-12, whatever it was. I wanted to go for it. We were at the freaking 3-yard line, man. 3-yard line. Go for it. Can we go for it, man? What's up with that? It's not like we were now the next drive. I agree with that. We were far back, but your 4th and goal at your 3-yard line. You're struggling to score touchdowns. The offense is kind of like running with cinder blocks. They're moving it, but it's a struggle just to get the first downs. Time of possessions is in your favor, but it's like a slog the whole way. Go for it, man. Defense was playing well enough at the 3-yard. You got them backed up at the 3-yard line. Why not? Take a chance. Take a chance, man. I thought that was a situation where I thought we should have went for it. I didn't like that conservative play calling. It was almost like, it's like a coach was just like hoping like sooner or later we'll just push off one touchdown later on. No. Just because we're moving the ball doesn't mean that you can just take that for granted and assume we'll eventually score a touchdown later. You got an opportunity at the 3-yard line. That was the closest we were the whole game to scoring. You got to take your shot. You got to take your shot in the 4th quarter, man. I thought that was a bad decision. And again, that's what it comes down to. It's not the play calling for me. It's just the decisions with coach this year. They've just been so suspect, man. Just so suspect, man. It really has. I thought after week 1, I did not like his play calling in week 1. I was on record of saying that. But I felt he's made adjustments to help the offense get better. They are moving the ball. That is not the problem. They weren't doing anything in week 1. Since then, they have moved the ball. They have targeted Neighbors. They have gotten Jones better going and gotten him going better with more confidence and completing passes and being on time with the offense. The problem is we're not scoring enough points in the red zone. That's the issue. And it's been a plague with this team for years, and it just has not gotten better. It just hasn't. Black Fox says the seat is warming. Yeah, their seat is warming up, bro. I mean, this is New York. You know what I'm saying? This is year 3. We come to a crossroads with this franchise once again, because of the situation with Hard Knocks, with it exposed with the quarterback situation, how they try to trade up, with the Saquon thing or whatever. It's year 3, coming off a bad year last year. Honestly, I think Brian Day was a solid coach, but I just think his decisions lately have not been good. They have not been good enough. Just not been good enough, And I'm not here to say I want a regime change, but if you continue to lose games, the record goes the way it can go, which I hope it does not, because I'm a Giant fan, bleed blue, and I want to win. But if it goes south again to maybe possibly worse than last year, I can't say definitively that John Mara is going to be is going to just play it safe and say, hey, let's give it another year with the same guys. I can't say that. I can't say that. I just can't. Joshua says New York City FC was a team that won. Yeah. All right. MLS. Okay. All right. I don't do soccer much at all, really. But yes, they were the last team you're on record on that. They were the last New York team to win a championship in this city. Yes, they were. Yes, they were. However, out of the major sport teams, the last team to win a championship in this city is the 2011 New York Giants. And obviously, it has been a long time for any New York team to win anything since. But the Giants have to at least become back to being the Giants. They have not been who they were and the team that we love for a long time. Now, it's taking time. I believe they're heading in the right direction as far as roster building wise, but there's a lot more to do and a lot more questions that have to be answered going forward, man. Bottom line. 81 M. Roman. Shout out to you. Welcome. Only team in the league that throws to the tight end one time a game. Jags of the NFC. Yeah, man, it's ridiculous. Like we drafted this kid Theo Johnson in the 4th round, and I feel like it's a steal. I like his talent. I think he's going to be a good player in this league with good development. However, he has not been featured enough in this offense for whatever way it is, whatever reason it is. Now, there's some rookie growing pains you're going to go through with rookies. We saw it on a play tonight. There was a big play we got, a nice chunk play that we got that got wiped out because both of our rookies on the line were not set straight. They were not set up in the formation right, and they got called for a penalty. They weren't set, and they called the play back. So but you're gonna have to live with that. You can't just shut them out because they make a mistake. Okay, as long as it's not a redundant mistake, you can't do that. You have to let them sink or swim and develop their talent. You know, you can't forget about the tight end position, especially with a 4th round pick with talent like him. And Daniel Bellinger's another player who, you know what, in 2022, he was a major part of this offense. So he's shown that he can be part of something. I was hoping that this could be developing into a nice little two-headed tandem, especially when you go 12 personnel. Hasn't worked out yet. I don't know why, but it hasn't. For some reason, Brian Dable has not featured the tight ends enough so far. Vinny Bad, welcome to the show. Guys need to stop dropping the ball. And I agree with that. We had some key drops tonight. And you know what? You can't have those in those situations. You can't, especially against good teams. Because when you have your opportunity to capitalize, you got to do it. Because good teams, when you have them on the ropes, you got to put them down to the mat. You can't let them off the ropes. Because when you let them off the ropes, you're going to end up taking that out. They're going to end up coming back and winning that round on you. And that's what happened tonight. That was a key drop. Wandell had a key drop. Looked like the defender had his arm a little bit, but it wasn't egregious to the point where they could call a penalty and he can't catch that ball. You got to make that catch. You got to make that catch in that spot. You have to. It's 4th down. Make the catch. Make the play. And it's unfortunate because, you know, Wandell and Neighbors, Malik, they had good games tonight. I thought they were really solid tonight. But you keep having key drops, that's what you're going to remember. Can't have it. Can't have it, man. Black Fox says 2 games we should have won. Yeah, absolutely. Especially that Washington game. That Washington game is going to be a game that really haunts us, man. Brian Dable inexplicably not having a backup plan for the kicker. That is going to haunt us this season. It's going to haunt us, man. And tonight was a night where you thought if you found a way to win, which you had a shot to do tonight, and you could have did it. If you were better in the red zone, you could have won this game. The New York Giants basically dominated just about every statistical category tonight, man. They had the advantage. Look at these. Let's do the comparisons. Total plays, 65, Dallas 51. Total yards, 303, Dallas 293. Penalties, we had less penalties called on us than them. They had 11, we had 4. Okay. They won the turnover battle, but that turnover I don't even count because that was just a heave at the end of the game, desperation at the end of the game. The game was probably already decided with 15 seconds left. Third downs, five conversions. Dallas had 3. Fourth down, we had 3 conversions. They had 1. Passing yards, Giants won the passing yards, 277 to 213. Okay, numbers wise, the yardage was more in Daniel Jones' favor than Dak. But you know what the key was? You know what did it? He scored 2 touchdowns. That decided it, man. That decided it. Rushing yards, okay, the rushing yards favored Dallas. They had 80, we had 26. So that's 1 in their column. Okay. Time of possession. Let's see here. 35 minutes. We had 35 minutes. They had 21. We ran 65 total plays. I mean, there it is. We had more first down than they did. Time of possession, 35 minutes, 37 seconds, 24-23 for them. Can't have it, man. You got to score. You got to score. And with your opportunities, you can't have it. Can't have it, man. That's the bottom line. Andre Hutchinson. This organization is used to losing this game. Was a moral victory. We didn't get blown out. Something has to change. I agree, bro. I agree with you 100%. You know what? I'm going to start this right here. Okay? I agree 100% with this comment. This organization is getting used to losing this game too many times in these last few years now. It was a moral victories are not enough for me no more. I need wins. I need wins. The roster is better than last 2 years. The quarterback is in his 6th year. 3rd year in the same coach in offense. The defensive talent is better. Our coach won a coach of the year in his 1st year in the league. This has to change. It has to. Because if it doesn't and we keep getting mired in this, they're not going to survive. They're not. Out of the 3 of Daniel Jones, Brian Dable, and Joe Shane, I feel like Joe Shane has the better chance to survive in this, and even that's not a certainty. Things had to change, man. Bottom line, things have to change soon, man. 81 M. Roman. Jones is limited. He seems to miss certain players that are wide open every now and then. Yeah, well, listen. You know, Daniel Jones, he is who he is. You know, he's not a quarterback who's going to, dominate games. He's just not. At this point, we're just trying to get him to a level of consistency. That's all. We're just trying to at least get him to 2022 again at this point. Now, I'm not going to put this game on Daniel Jones. I don't think this game is on him. I think he shares some blame, but I'm not going to be here and blame it all on him. There was different issues in the offense that cost us the game, and that is scoring touchdowns. And Brian Dable should have went for that 4th down at the 3 freaking yard line, man. That was the closest we were the whole game to scoring, and he kicked the field goal. He kicked the field goal at the 3-yard line when we didn't get to the 3-yard line all night. Before and after. You got to go for it, man. You got to do it. The defense was out there doing everything they could to bend and not break and keep us in that game. You owed it to them to go for it, and you didn't do it. It's ridiculous, man. We'll talk about Daniel Jones. Listen, if you watch this channel, you know where I stand with Daniel Jones. I'm not sold on him. I'm not sold on him. Am I rooting for him to do well? Yes, I am, because I am a Giants fan. I bleed blue. I'm a season ticket holder, and I want to win. I am rooting for him. He's on my team. And while he's on my team, I'm going to hope that he does well. When he does well, I point things out when he does well. When he doesn't do well, I point him out because I'm down. I give it to y'all straight. This channel is born for sports. We give it to you straight here with every team we talk about, man. Every team we discuss. And the Giants, who I love dearly, I'm a straight shooter on that. Daniel Jones has to be better, and I am not sold on him going forward. And I don't think the Giants are either, obviously, with what happened in Hard Knocks. This is a sink or swim season for Daniel Jones. It's well documented what the Giants were trying to do in the offseason during the draft. This is a sink or swim season. It is up to Daniel Jones to show that he is the guy this year. This is it. This is it. He's got the offensive line now. We can't use that excuse no more. Can no one tell me? And if you watch this channel, and for those who are new to this channel, I am a point of attack guy. I am all about point of attack. I've been miserable the last couple of years watching this offensive line, this D-line. Guess what, guys? They're not the issue this year. They're not. That offensive line is doing their job. Best offensive line we have had in years on paper, and they are showing it out there. Every week, they're getting better together. They are doing the job. So we can't use that excuse for why this offense can't score points and why Daniel Jones can't be consistent. We can't use the receivers, the weapons, the positions players, the skill position players. We can't use that. We got Malik Neighbors now. He finally has a number one receiver now. And and you know what? He is just that. He is a number one receiver. We got one. He's the best player on this offense right now. And maybe by the end of the year, we might be saying he might be one of the best receivers in the league, period, after 1 year. Time will tell. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. It's up to Daniel Jones to prove that he's worth it. And until he does, these questions will not stop. Bottom line. Let's see what we got here. What is this here? High current comment. 1 second here. Iron Man says for sure. Vinny Bad. Danny played okay today. Yeah, he played okay. I'm not here to criticize him. I'm not here to criticize him. I thought he played pretty good today. I didn't think he was great. I thought he missed some plays out there that we could have had to score. But you know what? He played good today. He did what he was supposed to do. He was on time with the offense. The problem is they could not punch the ball in the end zone. They couldn't score touchdowns, and that cost them the game. And Brian Dable did not be aggressive enough when he had his chance when he finally got to the 3-yard line. Bottom line. We got to win these 2 of the 3 games coming up, or it's curtains. Oh yeah. It is what it is. In my opinion, the next 2 games are must win. If we lose any of these next games, we're going to be thinking about the draft by Halloween. Bottom line. And when I say these next 2 games are must wins, I mean it. I mean, Seattle, go out there and get a dub. You need it. You got to get a win. There's no excuse. You got to get a win. You're going to have 10 days to prepare. Okay, with this mini bye week, go out there, be ready to go in Seattle because they're going to be ready. They're going to be ready. These next 2 games against Seattle and Cincinnati are winnable games. They're not impossible games to win, but they're not going to be easy games to win. And they're going to have to play a lot better than they did tonight, especially offensively, if they want to win those games. Bottom line. For sure, yes. Joshua says, do you think you'll cover NYCFC or New York Red Bulls in the future? You know something? That's a good question. I'm really not a soccer fan like that. I'm really not a soccer fan. One thing about me, I will never half-ass a sport without doing the work. I'm heavy on preparation when it comes to things like that. I'm a sports fan as it is. I've been a sports fan for a long time. So before I would even decide to do something like that, I would definitely have to research. So I will not close the door on that, Joshua. But right now, I will not do that. But I will not close the door on that. In the future, that is a possibility, brother. Definitely a possibility. I do like to watch the World Cup, though. The World Cup is very interesting. I love the whole camaraderie with the countries, with every country going all out, and just the the pride that each country shows. I love that. So that I do watch. I do watch the World Cup. So I will not close the door on soccer. Deep Voice. Welcome, Deep Voice. How you feeling tonight, brother? Y'all are pitiful. Worst team in the NFL last 5 seasons. That one lucky fluke season, y'all went to the playoffs. Y'all making the Cowboys look great. Well, I'll say this. The Giants, the numbers don't lie when it comes to one of the worst teams in the last 5 seasons. Okay. You got some other teams that are there, but the Giants are there right there. The bottom line. I'm not here to call it a fluke season. I'm not calling the Giants 2022 a fluke season, buddy. Okay. Whenever you go out and you go into a 13-3 teams building and win a playoff game, it's not a fluke season, dude. It's not. That wasn't a fluke season. What that was a season that all came together at the right time. That's what happened. The Giants started that season 6-1. It wasn't like they just got hot and backed in the playoffs. They earned that. And what iced it is that they went into Minnesota and won a playoff game. So, no, I can't go with fluky season. Your other point about worst team in the NFL last 5 seasons, yeah, I can't dispute that. I can't. Your record is what you are. What did Bill Parcells say? The great Bill Parcells, one of the greatest coaches of all time, not just in Giant history, in the NFL history. You are what your record says you are. And that is the truth. Andre Hutchinson, this team has no demog. I don't know. You might want to elaborate on that one, brother. I don't know. Maybe a typo. Y'all used to always beat Dallas, especially on the Eli Strahan and Coughlin days. Oh, yeah, no question about it, man. No question about it. Trust me, there's not one day in life I do not miss those teams. There is not one day in life I do not say, man, I miss those teams, man. I miss those teams. Coughlin, Eli Strahan, Shockey, Plexico, Toomer, Tuck, OC, Kiwanuka, JPP in his prime, man. I miss those teams every day, man. And at that time, we always won the big games when we needed them. Now, we weren't in the playoffs every year. That I'll say. We weren't in the playoffs every year, but we were always in the playoff race every year. We were not this bad every year. We might not have gotten in, but we were always guaranteed 8-8, 9-7 on years that we did not get in. Shit, I would take that right about now. And that's how far we've fallen at this point, Only way to go but up, though. It's going to take time. We're on the way, but it's taking time. And, we're not there where we need to be. That's for sure. He should have went for defense, was playing good. Yeah, man, he should have went for it. He should have went for it on 4th and goal at the 3. Again, it's not like you were getting to the 3-yard line all night. It was the only time you got to the 3-yard line, the only time all night, man, and you kick a field goal. You kick a field goal. It's not like the defense wasn't stopping the Cowboys all night. It's not like they gave up 35 points and we just made some kind of a comeback and you just kind of say, you know what, let's just take the points right now. The defense, I can't trust. No, they were doing their job. They were holding us in the game, man. Just a terrible decision, I thought, by Brian Daboll. I did not like it at all. I was talking with my homies about it, and some said that they understood why he went for the field goal at that point, but others were not with it, and I was totally not on board with that, man. Not at all. Not at all. Andre says we have no dogs on this team. Yeah. Well, we don't have enough dogs. I'll say that. David Neighbors is a dog. Andre Phillips, that rookie, that slot corner who we missed tonight, by the way, he's a dog. He's a dog. Nubin, our rookie safety, he's a dog. He's a dog. Wandell, he's a dog. Yeah, he's a dog. Malik's a dog. Okay? You know that. Andrew Thomas, one of the best left tackles in football. You know, Okereke, he's a dog. We got some dogs, but we ain't got enough dogs. And most of our dogs are young pups right now. That's the problem, too. They're young. They're rookies. They got to learn. We just have to be patient with that on that front. We just have to be patient. But the problem also is most of our dogs are on the defense, not the offense. That's a problem. That's a problem. And the most important position on the field, well, a lot to be desired on that front. Facts. Yes, indeed. Andre says that this team has no dog. This organization is okay with losing. I won't say they're okay with losing because if they were, I'm kind of on the fence with that because I don't agree with that. Only because if he was okay, if Mara was okay with just losing, he wouldn't have fired his coaches, his 3 regimes after 2 years the way he did. He would just leave them, let them be there for 5-6 years, like he did with Gettleman. You know what I'm saying? Now, I didn't like the fact that he let Gettleman stay that long. That pissed me off. But that also goes back to how the Giants are a conservative organization. When it comes to their GMs and coaches, especially their GMs, I should say, they don't like to fire their GMs. They like to kind of let the course run itself. But it's not looking like it's going to be that long this time if this continues. I'll say that. And I like Joe Shane. I want him to get his chance, man. I want him to get his chance. I think it's fair for him to be able to pick his quarterback. I think it's fair if he doesn't believe in Daniel Jones after this season. I think it's fair to actually let him have his chance with David to pick their quarterback that they want if this is not the quarterback they want. I think that they kind of think they don't. I think they're like in the sense of we like Daniel, but we don't love him. This is his year to make them love him. That's why I say it's sink or swim. And if he does make them love him, you know what? That's good for us as fans because that means the team's winning. I'm all for that. At the end of the day, I just want to win, whether it's Daniel or somebody else. He's on our team now, so I'm hoping it's him because he's here. And because if it is him, that means we're winning games, and that's what I want, wins. Daniel Kenny, any sacks this evening? Yeah, I think, I saw Thibodeau got a big sack tonight. Burns had some pressures tonight. I'll look up the stats. I know for sure. Dak was getting that ball out very quickly. He didn't have a lot of 7-step drops tonight, I'll say that. And they ran the ball effectively, too, I thought. They ran the ball pretty effectively tonight, Dallas. Looking up these stats here. Okay, let's see. Giants sacks. We had 1 sack tonight, and that was Thibodeau. 1 sack. I figured it was only 1 sack, but I just wanted to confirm because I didn't remember seeing another sack. We got some pressure in the second half more than we did in the first half. I thought in the first half we kind of were just letting Dak, not letting him, but he was getting the ball out so quick we just wasn't getting enough. And I think the game plan tonight from Bowen was he was trying to protect the secondary, the young secondary, because they were missing some key players in that secondary. So he kind of didn't throw the blitzes, packages out as much as he's done the last 2 weeks. And so, I can't fault the defense too much tonight. They kept us in the game. The problem is the offense couldn't score touchdowns. And Brian Dable chicken shit it out and didn't want to go for it on 4th and goal after 3. Ridiculous. Wandell dropped passes when we needed him. Yeah, that last drop was a key drop. We needed him to make that catch. 4th down, you got to make that play. Wandell had a solid game tonight, though. He did. He had a solid game. I believe he had 11 catches, did he not? He had a lot of receptions tonight. Kept the chains moving, had a lot of key 3rd down catches. But you know what? You got to make that one. You got to make that play. You cannot drop that ball in that spot. And that's been an issue. That's been an issue with this team. Pretty much the last couple of weeks. Just key drops at the right time. What's goody, bro? Everybody, give a shout out to my boy TP. Baby, what's goody, bro?
Man. I was just coming through real quick before I called it a night because I was hoping that I said maybe if I come let some of this off my chest, it'll feel a little better, man. Because
this is why I'm doing it too, brother. Go ahead, brother. I need your thoughts on tonight's game, bro.
I can do the blame game all night, man. It's just a whole laundry list of who deserves, credit for this loss, man.
Yeah.
And I just got finished recording my post-game live, and the one main thing, and I know this is gonna ruffle some feathers, and I know people are not gonna really want to hear this, but we're gonna have to start holding these receivers accountable, man.
I agree. It's funny. I just was saying that too. Like these guys have got to make those catches. I gave Malik a pass. What was it? The Washington game, because he had a great game, but he's got to make that play. Those are the key times. Wan'Dell's got to make that play. Wan'Dell's got to make that catch on fourth down. You got to make that play. You can't be looking for a penalty because somebody puts a fingernail on your arm.
Come on,
you gotta make that catch.
Come on. And I want to be clear, bro. Slayton 2.
He's driving me crazy, TP.
Slayton 2. And what's going to happen is there's going to be a lot of lazy fans. There's going to be a lot of lazy people who are just going to just say, Giants lost? Okay, Daniel Jones. And I know that's going to come, right?
Yeah,
and
I'm not having that tonight. Man, not to cut you off, brother, but I trust me. You know me, I'm fair. I'm always going to call it how I see it. When he does good, I'm going to say it. When he does bad, I'm going to point it out. I said it the last couple of weeks. This is not on Daniel Jones tonight. I'm not trying to hear that. If you watch the game, you're going to see it's not Daniel Jones tonight. The problem was we did not score enough touchdowns tonight. That's the problem.
No, we did not.
We did not make plays at key times when we had our chances. With the drop passes, I actually mentioned the conversation we had about Dave on the air too earlier. You felt like it was okay to go with the field goal, but I felt like
in hindsight,
line, man. I told her, I said, you got a guilt for that, bro.
No, you were right, bro. You were right.
We haven't been at the 3-yard line all night, bro.
You were right,
that's
bro.
The time to do it. You
were right.
Spark the offense, score. You know what I'm saying? We didn't score a touchdown all night. And that was points on the board. What if we score there, bro? You bring the momentum up. The crowd is hyped. We're excited. Now you put the weight of the pressure on Dallas. You let them off the hook with that shit, man. That shit pissed me off, TP. I'm telling you, I was pissed, bro. That's why I had to take a break, texting back, because I was so angry, bro. I was so angry, brother. I really was, man.
No, you're 100% right on that. You're 100% right. And now that I thought about it some more, and I'm like, no, he was right. That definitely in 2022, Coach Dable would have easily went for that.
What has happened?
What has happened, man? I
don't understand the decisions he's making lately, man. Yeah, go ahead, brother. Finish.
They literally gave us, and again, and this is what's worse about this, man, is like we lost it. We didn't win it, man. Like the Cowboys didn't. They gave us every opportunity to win this game.
Absolutely.
And we just completely just dropped the ball, man. And it just looked like it was an effort thing at that. Like we just didn't want it bad enough, man.
Yeah.
It's just like, yo, this is Dallas right here. This is the game that we just desperately want and need, man.
Aren't y'all tired of losing to these guys and getting our asses kicked? And then this is one of the games that we should have won, and you still didn't even
Come on. And I'm just looking at it just like, man, these receivers, man, I mentioned it on my show. I said, when the lieutenants talk, you are a point of attack guy. That we made that clear. David, he is the defensive line type guy. Me, I'm a receiver guy.
Right.
And the drops, man, were really just pissing me off throughout this game.
It's gotta stop, man. It's gotta stop. And it's always in key situations. That's what bothers us too. Isn't like it's like first down and 10, and then now to the next play, we get a little chunk yard and we forget about it. It's in key spots, bro. Key spots of the game. Kills the drive every time. It's a third down. It's a second down. When we get the first down, if he makes the play, and then the next play, we get a negative play. It's always a key time when it happens. It's got to stop. It's got to stop, and it's got to stop next week. I can't do this. I love Malik. I love that kid. You know, I'm all in on Malik. You know that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he's got to start making those plays, especially with the attention now he's going to be getting now. Going forward, he's going to be the guy defenses are going to want to stop. That's obvious. Everyone sees it now, okay? They're talking about it all the time. So when he gets his chance, he's got to deliver. Wandell, you got to make those plays, bro. You got to make those plays. If you want to be Daniel Jones' security blanket, you can't be a wet blanket, bro. Not in key spots. Not in key places. Okay, you can't do it, bro. Darius Slayton, Mr. I got Mr. That's my quarterback. Mr. I got the chemistry better than everyone else with him. The drop past Darius Slayton from before 2022 has returned, and I'm not feeling it. I'm not. Especially when we got to see this kid Jalen Hyatt get no snaps. TP, how many snaps did Jalen Hyatt get tonight, bro?
That's another thing, man. And can nobody tell me
what is going on, bro?
Man? At this point, we need to hear some answers about that, man.
That's a
I'm
fact.
tired of going week to week and just letting it fly by. No, man, we need to start hearing some answers about that because it's not making sense at this point. It really isn't.
At all.
It really isn't, man.
There's no reason why this kid cannot at least split snaps with Darius Slayton during the game. Okay, he was even when he was playing the last couple 10 snaps. That's it. Wow, what happened to what we were seeing in preseason? What happened to training camp? What happened to all of that? What happened to all that? All of a sudden, now we start the season. We're not doing that now. Why?
Something.
What did this kid do that you are so against playing him? And mind you, he is a third-round pick. That is a high-equity pick. So why in the world this kid can't get on the field? It's beyond me. I don't understand it. I don't.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, you know, this can be an overreaction, and I'm gonna admit to it. But at this point, how I'm feeling right now, I would like to see Jalen Hyatt take Darius Slayton's spot, man. Because
I'm in.
It's just unacceptable, man. For some reason, when he's wide receiver one, Darius Slayton looks like a completely different wide receiver. But when he's playing that 2 role, I don't know what it is, man. He has the drops like I've never seen before.
Right.
And it's just ridiculous, man.
It's ridiculous, man. And he's the veteran of the core. He's the guy we're supposed to be relying on.
Exactly.
And you're not reliable, dude. You're playing worse than everyone on out there.
Come on, man. The math should be simple. Like if you don't have the CB1 lined up against you, and you are wide receiver 1 last year, you should be eating at wide receiver 2. That's just simple math.
Simple math. Simple math,
man. But
I just want to get to the chat, bro. Thomas, we can't win games if DJ has to throw it more than 25 times. The run game needs to improve. Well, the run game was not good tonight. No. Not at all. We couldn't run the ball tonight, and that's a problem because one of the keys that I had coming into this game, the Cowboys, we talked, Cowboys were going to be better. They weren't going to be 186 yards a game run defense for long, but we couldn't run for nothing tonight. That's not good. That's not good.
And none of the plays were sexy at all. Like the run plays that we was at, I was like, yo,
none.
Just simple ass run design plays that I'm just like, we're not making it hard for them.
They telegraphed it too. I thought too by bringing up the fullback from the activated fullback tonight. Every time he's in the game, we were running it. They knew that. We telegraphed.
Where were the draws? I would like to see some draws.
Right.
I would like to man. And then and we get then Coach Dable, I knew he tried to do that wide receiver reverse pass shit again, and I'm just like, man, throw it away, man. It's just not happening.
Now I want. Let me get Malik catching the ball. I don't need to see his arm. I don't need that. I don't need that. I want to see that kid catch the ball. I don't need to see how far he can throw a ball, Brian Dable. You might want to change that play. Maybe we can use a different receiver to do that. I would like Malik to be the receiving end of that pass, not throwing.
Yeah,
Jesus
man.
Christ.
I would have liked to see us test those corners a lot more than what we did. I don't think we were aggressive enough on the offensive side of the ball. And
at all, man.
Yeah.
OJ says we didn't need to take 3 straight deep balls either at the end. Well, you know, it was desperation time at the end. You know, you fault them on that. We only had like 20-something seconds left, so you got to make a play. In a situation like that, when you do that, the play is either you're going to get a big play on a deep ball, or you're going to get a pass interference call that can stop the clock. You can move on to the next play. So that was the only play they had. That just wasn't enough time left of the game.
Yep.
You know,
and this is my last thing, man, before I call it a night.
Same.
I want to see the New York Giant content creators that, you know, post their recap videos. I want to see who are going to be the guys that is going to hold this receiving core accountable. And I know Malik Neighbors. I understand that he's our precious jewel. I understand that, you know, people feel like, look, Malik Neighbors can't do no wrong. But I really want to see who is going to be the one to say Malik Neighbors has to make that catch at the end of the game. Who's going to call him out? I would love to see that.
Facts. It's got to be put out there now. It's to the point where we can't ignore that. If we want to be fair in assessing this football team, everyone has to be held accountable now.
For sure.
We're past that now. We just finished. We're week 4. We're in week 4 now. So as much as we love the kid and much as we think he's going to be great, we cannot ignore those things. Yep. It's not more, especially if we're losing games. We can't do it. We can't do it. Wan'Dale Robinson, we can't ignore that. Darius Stain, we can't ignore that. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things. Brian Dable's stuff that he's doing, we can't ignore. Jalen Hyatt not playing, we can't ignore it no more. We are 1-3. Something has to change. And it starts with us trying to figure it out, because if they're not going to give us the answers, we got to find the answers. And we got to be real about what we're watching. We got to be realistic, man. So I agree with you, bro. Content creators out there, I love y'all. None but love from this side. But let's keep it 100, y'all.
Yeah.
Let's keep it 100.
That's a fact, man. But I'm gonna go ahead and head out, man. And I'm going.
Yes, sir. By the way, everybody who's on this channel, this man right here, go subscribe to this man's page, TP Way the Giant. One of my good guys that I know. This man is doing big things. Go to his channel. You will not be disappointed. The utmost top of the line Giants content you're going to want to see. And best believe my bro made the Giants, the New York Giants hype video this week. Go check it out for the hype video for Dallas Cowboys. But before you do that, go check out this man's page. Give him a subscribe to his page, and check out his vlog, man, from the Cleveland Brown game. Chef Kiss, top notch. Yo, come see my guy, man. I'm telling y'all.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. I'm you know, sleep is the best medicine, man.
Yeah, so I'm about to go right now, bro. Yeah, sure.
I appreciate it, bro, man.
I'll talk to you later, brother.
Yep, you stay up, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So that's going to wrap it up tonight. Before I do, let me get to one more comment. Thomas asks I would love to see this offense in a West Coast offense. Yeah, man. You know, but West Coast offenses, you know, those are good offense, but you got to have two things. You got to have the right play caller, and you got to have the right quarterback for it. Some quarterbacks fit that offense, some don't. But, hey, listen, it's won in this league before. So you never know what can happen. But I will say that the NFL has now adapted to more spread offenses that are having more success. Man, give me somebody from that Andy Reid tree. But that's a good idea too, though, Thomas. No lie. So that's going to wrap it up tonight. That is going to wrap it up tonight. Giants lose tonight, 2015. It's a game they could have had. It was a very winnable game, and he let it slip through their hands. Literally, bad drop passes at the wrong times of the game by our receivers. Bad coaching decisions. Brian Dable not going for it on 4th and goal at the 3 in the 4th quarter. And just brutal red zone offense. No execution, did not score a touchdown. It cost us the game tonight because the New York Giants basically dominated in every statistical category, but maybe 2. That's it. And it cost us the game. But what Dallas did do is they scored touchdowns when they needed to. That was the difference in the game. And Giants got a lot to work on. They're 1-3. We're in a tailspin right now. It's up to the New York Giants to go out there and win these next 2 games and give us hope for a season to come. Because if they don't, it's going to get ugly. It's going to get ugly. It is going to get ugly. I'm telling you, and that's not what we want. Mason Moses, Giants is a running back away from a good-ass season. A good-ass durable running back, and that would open the offense. No running back. Well, Singletary has not been bad. I like Tyrone Tracy and all that. I just think, man, there's a lot of things we need to take care of on this team. Running back is not high on the list, but hey, right now when you're 1-3, a lot is on the table right now. There's a lot of blame to go around, bro. No doubt about it. But that's gonna wrap it up tonight. Before I do, I just want to say I appreciate all of you rocking with me tonight. I know it's late. Just wanted to talk about some Giants. I appreciate everybody out there tuning in. If you're new to the channel, I just want to tell you this is a good channel for you to stop by. I talk all sports. I talk the Giants, of course. Good Giant content, Knicks content, Mets, any sport you like. We do it up here. And I appreciate all of y'all coming and rock with me tonight. I would just appreciate, for those who are new, give me a like and subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate that. And keep tuning in, man. Keep tuning in. We're gonna give you some good content to talk about. And hopefully our Giants will give us better content to discuss going forward. So don't forget to like and subscribe to Born for Sports. I am out. Let's go Giants.